Jungle juice, the culture of college.
We're all working on it.
Yeah, we're all working on
identity.
it. I'm really glad for the journey I took while at Berkeley, because when I entered my freshman year, I was living in Freeborn, trying to be as like straight edge as possible and trying to be as straight as possible, going to like Christian groups on campus and trying to find one that was like liberal enough for me and find the man I was going to marry, blah, 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 blah. And it was only through my friends accepting me that I was able to accept myself. I love my classes. I started out as a mass comm major and sociology. I was going to go that direction. But then I realized about halfway through my freshman year, I was like, you know what? There's nothing that's guaranteed in life, so I might as well study what I love, which was English literature. And then I added a double major with Japanese language. It's funny to study English lit because everybody says, what are you going to do with that? And my reply is always, anything I want. You can't lose the ability to be analytical, to study something that, to make combinations that people don't see, and to have to justify and explain yourself, which that's what the study of literature is. After graduating and not being able to find any work, I lived with a couple of roommates in San Francisco, and then after a year of working two, unsatisfying jobs, I said, okay, I'm going to work an unsatisfying job, but at least let me work from a new city. So I said goodbye to my roommates, one of whom was a beloved Hannah Gelb, and at 25, I jumped across the country and headed to New York. One day, Hannah Gelb and I were G-chatting, and she was like, oh, dude, I miss you, man. I miss when we would, get drunk and cook, man. And I was like, dude, I'm going to get drunk and cook for you right now. So I cut up the little video and sent it to her via YouTube. And then a bunch of strangers saw it, and they started saying things like, this is my new favorite show on YouTube. And I was like, show on YouTube? What are they talking about? But 6 videos in, Time Magazine wanted to interview me, because I was one of the new rising cooking stars online. And I was like, okay, Hannah, if Time Magazine is interviewing you, then there's something you need to pay attention to here. And that's when I really got serious about it. I don't believe in an overnight sensation. I've spent 5 years really working my butt off. And I guess that, entering the comedy space, there's a whole chapter actually in the book about entering the comedy space and how intimidated I was. Because here are people that had really, this was their work, this was their craft. And they had patterns and formulas that they all were aware of. And I was like, okay, yeah. I guess, when I was in 5th grade, they said I was a class clown. So, I am qualified for this. I actually am a very hard worker. And that's not something I learned. That's not something I knew about myself. It's something in reflection I saw in myself. I always thought, I just kind of skidded by and da-da-da. And then I went back and I looked at it. I was like, no, I worked 3 jobs and got 2 degrees. How is that skating by, So yeah, I guess that's I guess it's I just really want this generation that's coming up to be sincere and to enjoy the work they're doing and not anticipate the work they're going to get. And I'm kind of grateful for that. It was hard at the time. I really struggled. College was hard. But I'm really grateful for those struggles because they made me the person I am today.